Under the category of good Canadian kids to make it big in Hollywood, Jim Carrey is definitely one of those guys near the top. And listen, I'll tell you this. I say this without irony or hyperbole. I believe he is the absolute best thing about the Sonic movies. I think James Marsden's great. Sonic himself is wonderful in them. But Jim Carrey is the MVP of the Sonic series. And apparently now he's going to be doing a new live action interpretation of things, as the Hollywood Reporter is now saying this: Jim Carrey is zooming towards a live action feature of the Jetsons. The actor's in talks to star in the project from Warner Brothers Pictures that has Colin Trevorrow attached to direct from Jurassic fame. Trevorrow and Joe Epstein are in talks to pen the script. The Jetsons, which debuted as an animated comedy series on ABC in 1962, which was kind of a flip side of the coin to the Flintstones, centered on a futuristic family comprised of George Jetson, wife Jane, their 2 kids, robot housekeeper Rosie, and dog Astro. Hanna-Barbera produced the Space Age show that counted William Hanna and Joseph Barbera as co-creators. And by the way, Rob, a little bit of trivia for you. Do you know what year the Jetsons was supposedly set in?
2025.
No, but closer than you think. 2062.
Okay.
The world of the Jetsons is supposed to be just like less than 40 years away from now.
I just want to know if Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are going to redo the theme song. It's George Jetson.
Just bring Nine Inch Nails back as a whole to do it, and there you go. All right. Here's an interesting little tidbit. This was kind of shocking to find out. According to the report, if Jim Carrey does indeed do this, as the Hollywood Reporter is saying he's going to, this will be his first non-Sonic movie in 9 years.
Wow.
That the last time he did a movie was apparently in 2016. And now, at least that's what I was reading in the Hollywood Reporter. Maybe there's something we're missing there, but that would be interesting. All right. I heard somebody say, or I read somebody write in the live chat a little bit earlier, a Jetsons live action movie seems unnecessary. I got news for you. Every movie ever made is unnecessary.
What?
Yeah. Sorry to put it to you. There may be some you're looking forward to more than others, but no movie ever made in the history of mankind has been necessary.
The Snyderverse was necessary.
The Snyderverse was necessary. So, that being said, I'm okay with them trying. I mean, hey, look, they've been having some success with this stuff recently. I'm okay with taking a shot at the Jetsons. However, as much as I love Jim Carrey, absolutely I do. Good Canadian kid. He's one of the true gems in the business. I think he is irreplaceable. Jim Carrey is 63 years old. At most, according to the show, George was 40. 40 years old. There was an episode in the Jetsons, and they never explicitly say his age, but there was an episode in the Jetsons where George says, I've still got 110 or 100. I'm going to live to be 150. I've still got 110 good years in me. There you go. He's 40. Jim will probably be 64 or 65 by the time they do it. Now, what is possible is that we are going to get an older George Jetson and his 2 bratty kids have kids of their own. Maybe. They could be going in that direction. But removing the fact, Rob, that no movie is ever necessary, I don't ever remember reading a super chat or a tip question or any comment from any of our readers saying, what I want to know is, when are we getting a live action Jetsons? The question is not whether it's necessary. No film is necessary. The bigger question at hand is it desired? Is there a demand? Are there people out there clamoring for a Jetsons live action film? And I got to tell you, my thought is no. I really don't see, and then compound that with the fact that I don't see the great Jim Carrey as a good choice for a George Jetson. I mean, maybe if you want to cast Danny DeVito as George's boss, what was it, Sprockets? Or
Spacely Sprockets.
Spacely Sprockets was the name of it. I can't remember the name, though. What was the name of the boss?
I'll have to look it up.
But
wasn't it Mr. Spacely?
maybe it is, yeah, Mr. Spacely. So,
Sprockets?
I mean, Danny DeVito's that. There you go. Or maybe Jim Carrey himself would be Mr. Spacely. Maybe it's not
That's
George, but I don't know. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zapier. You know, one of the biggest game changers of the past year has been AI. But let's be real, just talking about AI doesn't actually make your day any more productive. What does make it more productive is finding tools to put AI to work for you. And that's where Zapier comes in. Zapier is the easiest way to take AI and plug it directly into the apps and processes that you're already using every day. No IT bottlenecks, no complexity, just results. For me, it's been about saving time on repetitive stuff so I can focus on the work that matters and I actually enjoy. And it's not just me. Over 3.4 million companies are already using Zapier to streamline everything from sales and marketing to IT and HR. With their AI orchestration platform, you can connect top AI models like ChatGPT or Claude right into the apps you already use. So whether it's automatically enriching leads, coaching your sales team, or even resolving IT tickets, Zapier makes it simple. Guys, join the 3.4 million companies already automating with Zapier and transform how you work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/Campea. That's ZAPIER.com/Campea. Anyway, Rob, you read this report that came out a few days ago. Do you like the idea of Jim Carrey as George Jetson?
First of all, I do. And I think that he, like you said, he's older, but you could have Judy be 30, you know, because Jane, his wife, daughter, Judy,
yeah,
you know, so it's not like she has to be a teenager. You know, I think it could be the family skewing
so
a little.
older family.
Yeah, because she's dating, like she's maybe got a fiance that they don't like. You know, or Astro doesn't like, you know, something. So Jim Carrey can be an older dad, like they had her when they were in their mid 40s, and Mrs. Jetson might have been 39, George was 44, and now Judy's older. So that doesn't really bother me because I see, if you look at pictures of George Jetson, I can see Jim Carrey as that character. I can see him paying. You know, they were gonna. I believe that Joe Dante. You know, Joe Dante of The Howling and Small Soldiers and Gremlins. I think our friend John Schnepp, the late great John Schnepp, was doing, when he was doing a TV series version of The Death of Superman Lives, he was covering movies that didn't get made, that almost got made. I think The Jetsons was one of the movies.
I was working on that project with him.
Yeah, I think that was one of the movies he was going to cover. So like Joe Dante, there was a whole Jetsons project that was developed. And I think, look, is anyone asking for this? No. Does anyone remember the Jetsons? I don't know. They're
Probably
like
also no.
From 62, you know, it's an old.
It was in, you know, what do you call it? Why am I drawing a blank? It played for a long. It's
it's been around. I mean, it's
into the 90s, and they were like remakes. But even still, this generation, like the younger generation, Z and A don't.
But I do think, in terms of making a comedy, there, if you made it a satire, like having elements of, say, Wall-E. You know, because the way they dealt with future human civilization.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot
Which was much more pessimistic.
Yes.
View of the future than the Jetsons.
But I mean that they could do a satire that really skewers, like, I'm not saying idiocracy, but it could be really fun. You know, they could do a fun thing with showing where we might go in our AI-drenched, futuristic, technologically advanced society. I could see the potential there. And Colin Trevorrow and his co-writer must have an idea that they've pitched that attracted Jim Carrey to be in it. So I would hold out. I would say my first inclination was, who cares? But if somebody has a good idea and they want to make it, and Jim Carrey decided he wanted to be in it, I would hope that there's something there that we should look forward to. That there's something that we don't know yet.
Somebody in the live chat just brought up an interesting, believe it was DJ, saying if you want a futuristic version of the 1960s, which if you look at the Jetsons, it was clearly the 1960s idea of what the future would be.
Right. Like the Fantastic Four.
I was going to say, didn't we just get that in the Fantastic Four? Again, I think it was DJ in the live chat. Wasn't the Fantastic Four not really a version of the Jetsons in many ways? Look, if Jim Carrey does it, I'm sure he's going to deliver something that's entertaining. I mean, hell, even in The Fabulous Burt Wonderstone, Jim Carrey steals that movie, man. Like, you put him even in bad stuff, he'll steal it. But again, I just don't know that I don't think there's a demand. I don't know that anybody goes to see this.
I'm with you. I don't know either.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Apparently, Jim Carrey, who hasn't done a lot lately outside of the Sonic films, is going to be George Jetson. There's two big questions here. Do you even think they should be doing a Jetsons movie? And then if you can get past that, what do you think about Jim Carrey as George Jetson? I've got some apprehension about it, despite the fact that I love Jim Carrey. But whatever you guys think about it, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.